look at the offense. Like, who do you have there? Yeah, he made guys like Marquise Goodwin look like almost a 1,000-yard receiver, but you're paying him a lot of money. Like, you just paid Kaepernick a couple years ago a fat contract, and they did it a certain way to where pretty much it was incentive based. But in this case with Jimmy G, it's like John Lynch is like, this is my guy that I traded for.
Here's my thing.
And it's like, you don't want to tie that much money to a guy. I don't see. Like, Garoppolo is just someone who happened to get paid at the right time, and he cashed out, and he got money for the Patriots too.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing is, I think it's a turnover, but not for the same reasons as you. I think it's a turnover because even if you think Jimmy G is a great quarterback and he's a Pro Bowl guy, which I don't, but even if you subscribe to that school of thought, which there's a lot of mainstream people that do, you could have franchise tagged him and kept him another year and paid him about the same money, and then next year give him the extension, or mid-season give him the extension. But let's see how it goes. I think he got like over $50 million in guaranteed money, so that's a lot for an experiment that might not work out. On top of that, the 49ers have two first round picks in the top 10.
Again.
So for me, I would have franchise tagged him. I would have taken a quarterback in the top 10, and I would have either let him develop or I would have cashed him out and traded him.
You really would have traded?
Bro, you have two top 10 picks and one of the best quarterbacks.
Outside of Rosen and Donald, who else are you comfortable taking?
Nobody, but that's any quarterback.
I'd pay Jimmy G. I just think
I'm not saying he's
it was
the
too
replacement.
early to give him this contract.
I'm not saying that's the replacement. What I'm saying is, in the long-term plan of things, you take Jimmy G, you see how it plays out. If he's good, you trade the dude you just drafted. If he's not, you have the dude that you just drafted. He got a redshirt year. You cut yourself free of Jimmy G, and you live happily ever after. Either way, the thing about this, I'm not comfortable taking I'm not really comfortable taking any quarterback in the first round, to be honest. It's the risk versus reward.
I'm
is too
taking
high.
Rosen if I'm the Giants. There's Rosen and Darnold.
But Rosen and Darnold seem like more sure bets than we've seen in recent years.
They just need some things fixed.
They do need
Jackson,
some things fixed.
if someone just believes in him, I think he'll be great. But don't go to Buffalo. But that's where black quarterbacks go to die.
So, for me, I just think they if they had a little bit more experience in the front office, they wouldn't have fallen in love so quick. And they would have waited and seen and kind of used all their sort of resources that they have. Instead,
it's a lot of money tied into one guy.
Exactly.
Who only played 6 games on the team that went 6-10.
And now you're looking at drafting high again, and probably going to take some more skill players. Which, even if Jimmy G is good, if he's not getting you into deep postseason runs, you're gonna be in that awkward place of just being mediocre.
So the NFC West from like 2002 to like 2009.
Exactly. And that division is too damn good now. The Rams are good. They're legit. The Cardinals are a wild card. The Seahawks are
dying a slow death.
They're dying a slow death, but they're still relevant. They're still there.
Who's the other team that no one cares about?
I said the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
The Rams.
Okay.
Yeah, you asleep, snoozing.
I was like, oh, is there any other insignificant NFC team we're thinking of? No, that's all of them. I forgot the Rams were good. I was like, oh, wait, I can't include them. By the way, you want to ever revisit your slandering of the St. Louis Rams?
No, I'm good.
Because if you pull that, I think you will be banned from all future Rams games if people go back and listen to that audio.
Man, people know how I feel about the Rams, especially new age Rams fan. Like, if you got any sort of gear that isn't yellow, not gold, yellow. If it ain't yellow, I don't want to hear it, bro. Like
mustard yellow?
Yeah, whatever the yellow that Bus was wearing and whatever yellow ED was wearing.
Rose gold, like the flower gold crest. That type
Whatever,
of
bro. The old school Rams colors. You know what I'm talking about. The yellow and the blue.
For people who have flour in your house, it's the gold with the. Y'all know what it is.
Okay, so on that note, there's one other big story that we haven't talked about, and it has to do with the Patriots, and it has to do with the future.
Oh boy.
Your boy. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's no one's boy. Josh McDaniels.
Swerve.
Pretty much left the Colts at the altar.
Exactly.
So go ahead. Give me a take or a tangent.
Like if anyone's ever played football on a spread option where you fake the ball, you fake the handoff to the running back and you keep it. Josh McDaniels kept it and then threw the ball in the stands and ran out of the stadium. He's like, "Oh wait, let me see Andrew Luck's X-rays." Dear God, hit him with 2 more because I don't think his nerves not recovering.
Okay, so what?
He probably looked at his X-rays and screamed louder than Ricky's mom did in Boys in the Hood.
That's one of your favorite all-time metaphors, but all right.
I use it differently every time.
My take on it is McDaniels had to have gotten offered
a better deal
to be Belichick's replacement, and he probably got as big of a bag to be OC as he would have been coach.
I'd agree with that.
And he gets to stay where he's been for most of his professional coaching career, which is New England. My thing is, though, and
him and Tom Brady
and
are in a fist fight.
Even his agent told him, like, bro,
you fired him.
You can't afford to do this. Like, especially with the reputation you already had in Denver of being a jerk and a micromanager and, like, in over your head.
And that's why his agent fired him.
Now you're doing this, and it's really casting a negative light on you. Like, you're going to be unhireable as a coach. Yeah. So, if the Patriots don't hire you, you're probably never going to be a head coach again.
You're Lane Kiffin. Shout out to Lane Kiffin. No, you're Steve Sarkisian.
Damn near. The point is,
got drunk with power.
I don't even really know how good of a coach McDaniels is. I mean, he won one playoff game with Tim Tebow, but
it was a fluke.
He pretty much pushed Brandon Marshall off the edge.
Demaryius Thomas and Jay Cutler. Demaryius Thomas won them that game. Like the only thing he can do is construct a great offense and a piss poor defense.
But realistically, do you want to be Indianapolis's coach? Like, let's be real about it.
Like, the only upside is that Jim Irsay has great drugs, so you can just kind of cry yourself to sleep at night.
And you have the hope that is Andrew Luck.
His no offensive line to speak of, by the way. His offensive line is trash.
And they haven't had a defense in 2 decades.
They haven't had a
defense. Have they ever had a defense?
They haven't had a defense since Bob Sanders.
Even that defense was questionable. They just got 2 turnovers.
Fine. The Saints' defense wasn't all that great.
Wow, Kenny's over here dying on the mic. This is how we go.
The most severe.
This is how we go out.
I had trash.
All right, I'm cool with that. Let's go out on the air, bro.
Before my birthday. No, I'm good. I want to live to see 26, bro. Literally, like, I had trash chicken quesadillas. Don't go to certain Mexican spots and get a quesadilla first.
If you do, you gotta get tacos, bro, or burritos. You gotta keep it simple. You gotta stick to the plan.
I tried a wide receiver pass to Tom Brady in the game, and I lost.
Shout out to Butterfinger for roasting Tom Brady for that, and shout out for AB for saying, "Hey, Tom, come work out with me so I can help you catch that pass."
Nick Foles is like, "I play basketball. I'm good."
Antonio Brown's a real one, man.
He is. So is Deion Sanders.
Okay, so usually, for those of you who've never listened to this show, we usually start off the show with kind of an open forum where we just kind of talk about topical stories that are going on. Then we kind of segue into a game, which we kind of gave you a preview of. Whether it's touchdown or turnover or take or tangent, it's pretty much the same game, just a little bit different take on it. But since this is our first show on the Good News radio station, just want to kind of mix it up a little bit. So, Kenny, why don't you go ahead and give Not the extended version, bro, because I know you love to give that story. Just let people know like the history of this podcast and how it turned into a broadcast and why we're sitting here on the Good News radio station spreading our lovely show and voices.
Wow, you really kind of died out at the end. All right.
Isn't that usually my case?
Yeah, it's kind of sad. You should work on that. I miss the old Pete. You changed, man.
You're the talent, bro. I'm the mod. Step your game up.
Say it again.
Take that for data.
Who's the talented one?
Who's Randy Moss? That for data.
Who's Randy Moss? Who's a washed-up quarterback? Was that too far?
Yeah, that was definitely too far.
I'm sorry. I'm T.O., you're McNabb, but I still love you.
Yeah, that's actually a great comparison.
Nah, because you're...
Yeah, because you have good stats, but, like,
you're
not reliable.
I'm not...
You're not reliable.
Wow. That is a lie.
Yeah, that's why you're hurt.
I'm one of the greatest ever doing. The one time I'm hurt, I put my team on the back.
He's like, oh, shit, I am T.O. He's like, damn.
That hurt a little bit. In the early careers, I had some drops. I had some whiffs, but I won games. Like, I was always... Like, I didn't... Anyway, whatever. You all know T.O. Damn, that was actually a good one. That kind of hurt a little bit. Damn you, Pete.
Okay.
Anyway, so how this started. Do I have to give the college part?
Nah, just give them. Just give them.
I don't want to go.
Just give them what they should know about this podcast and why they should listen to us and care about us.
One day, Pete was at his job, kind of hating it, and I was just working, trying to get back into school to finish and graduate, which I still kind of am, but I'm really close to it now.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I know. That's
crickets.
Jerk. Anyway, so he decided, you know what, dog, we should just do a podcast like we did before. Less people. We already know what we want to talk about, and we already have natural chemistry. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I went over countless ideas in my head of segment stuff we can do. We changed the name a bunch of times. But ultimately, it felt right.
Change the platform.
Yep. And ultimately, it kind of just settled into, like, what do we really talk about? Football, and then we go on tangents. So how about we just finally say the show's called Touchdowns and Tangents? Because that's all we do.
Yeah. And on that note...
Shout out to the homie Andrew.
Man, shout out to the homie Woo. Shout out to everyone who listens to us, who hopefully is moving over with us to the new platform.
And shout out to my homegirl Ryan, who actually shouted us out and told Good News Radio about us. So appreciate that. Shout out to you, Ryan.
But I think the thing that kind of get lost, and he just gave you basically the Twitter 140 character
because they found us on Instagram, and the rest is history.
The point is, we've been doing this for a really long time. And it's very good to finally be back on a professional setting and platform and outlet and just being able to really create and do what we do best. So because the part that gets lost in your story is the countless hours we spend prepping, the driving, the bus rides,
3.5 hour
the food, everything else, the promos, the social media, all the things that we've done to build our little audience that we have and to really just make a brand that the Good News radio station is even worth investing in and giving us time and resources and love. So shout out to them, man. Yeah, again, you can give us a call, 323-900-0478. You can give us a take. You can give us a tangent.
You go on a tangent about how Pete was
you
really emotionally sappy just now, but that was dope because
I had to give him a little tangent, in the middle of our compelling football talk. So let's jump back into football. I know you want to talk about National Signing Day, so I'm gonna give everyone Barry's college football segment.
The pre-slave. That was really mysterious and cool. So National Signing Day happened, and pretty much, for the state of California at least, 6 of the 10 best players in California all signed with USC. USC again had the best Pac-12, best recruiting class in the Pac-12. Herm Edwards, which is Herm Edwards watch. I feel like we need a drop for that. Shout out to Andrew